Welcome to The Ink Off, the show where we ask 3 tattoo artists to design a piece based on 3 randomly chosen prompts. Let's meet today's contestants.
My name is Priscilla. I've been tattooing for 8 years. I started in the fabulous Garden State, New Jersey. I like to draw Jimbo Phillips, Santa Monica, that type of stuff. Like something that would be a skateboard sticker, that's what I like to draw. I guess I would call my style like cartoony, stupid, bullshit. And I describe myself as exactly the art that I like stupid, cartoony, and kind of like fun, I guess, I hope. Life imitating art.
My name is Genesis. I am a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for about 5 years, and my style of tattooing is ornamental and fine line. I mostly like to draw anything that's kind of weird or obscure. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Could you wait in the lobby? I'm still doing the interview. Outside of tattooing, I like to paint, I like to draw, and I also love roller skating. I think that I'm open to different mediums of creativity, and I just love expressing myself in whatever way I can. This is, you wish.
Oh my God, I would drop dead.
I mean, she comes back soon. She's in Italy right now.
My name is Koral and I'm a tattoo artist. My style I call cosmic colorism. I've been tattooing since 2012, although I had about 5-year hiatus in between. I went back to tattoo in 2017. If I had to describe my art in 3 words, it would be avant-garde, colorful, and crazy.
For this challenge, we filled a wall with sticky notes and assigned each an adjective, noun, or verb. Each artist was given a colour and asked to pick a sticky note of the given colour. Once all 3 have been chosen, we have our design.
Priscilla I'm familiar with her work from some time. She's really talented. And Genesis, also I follow her on Instagram. I don't know her in person before this.
When I first saw Koral's work, I thought, wow, my drawing is gonna suck next to hers.
I don't know the other artists that are involved. This is my first time meeting them. I don't know them personally. I've never really seen their work, but I'm excited.
Who do you think is the best artist out of the 3 of you?
I don't trash talk nobody. That's bad karma. That's bad juju.
Out of the 3 of us, I'm the best artist because I'm humble.
I know I'm supposed to say me and wow, I'm amazing. I don't think art is a competition.
Genesis, Koral, you ain't shit. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Beautiful.
No.
With the artists in their stations, it's time to reveal what will be going into their piece.
I feel I'm a better artist when I have time to work on something. There have been a couple of instances where I've had to design a tattoo for someone as they're waiting in the waiting room or whatever and pretend that I'm busy with someone else's stuff, but it's actually theirs.
I've never drawn a full design and full color in 20 minutes. Sometimes the whole process between the research, the drawing, the colorization, which sometimes I do multiple color versions for the client, can take from 6 to 8 hours for a simple design. I'm not talking about bigger designs, which could take multiple days for me. And maybe I can learn something from this and apply it to my way to work to speed things up.
You are going to do a anxious, crying self-portrait.
Of me?
That's a pretty accurate self-portrait of this moment.
The card that I got was crying. When I received the other variables, that kind of caught me off guard because I had already an idea in my head about which way I wanted to create the designs, but I liked getting that as a surprise because it tested my adaptability as an artist and having to reframe my mindset based off what I create.
I haven't done a self-portrait since I don't know, university time. I still have in my head how I looked like in university and I'm like, oh, I think I need to think differently and actually take a picture of myself. And that's the first thing I thought, I have to actually look at myself in the mirror because I haven't done this type of assignment in so long.
I don't usually do anything of myself, so this is a challenge for sure. So I figured what's happening right now is pretty good to describe me being anxious.
Oh my God, this is me right now on the inside. Exactly, this is exactly my self-portrait of this moment and probably my self-portrait on some days when I'm designing for my clients as well. That's it, this is a really accurate reflection of my current feelings.
So I decided to draw myself, drawing myself, because it's in the moment. My signature, I think, is little details that no one else would really notice unless you point it out. Maybe you don't notice it on first glance, but any drawing, any art has no life if you don't have a little flavor in there. And drawing myself, like, you know, why not? You know, it's stupid, it's funny, it's me.
I've done self-portraits before, but I kind of lean more on the cartoony side whenever I draw myself, only because I'm not really much of like a portrait designer, but I do like capturing more or less like the essence of who I am. I always use like a chibi aesthetic. I always make the eyes a certain way, the eyelashes a certain way, the fingers and body proportions a certain way. So more or less like my cartoon portraits are very recognizable. I didn't think I was gonna use color for this piece, but I think because it is a self-portrait, and I myself am a colorful person, as you can tell. I wanted to throw the color in there so that it also adds more of an identifying factor so that you can at least look at the design and correlate it to me and be like, oh, that's her.
Koral, this is your 10-minute warning.
Oh my God.
And my iPad is dying.
When I was told the 10-minute mark, I was like, oh my God. I'm like not even close to being done. What do I do?
And the moment when I got to 10 minutes, I was like, oh, I should have started differently. And then I was like, okay, it's too late. There's a point of no return. I cannot hit the back button. So what do we need? We need more color. And I just kept thinking, we need more color. We need more like shapes.
At the halfway point, I was working on the thought bubble because I was a little bit flustered and trying to interpret anxiety in a drawing. Like, how do you draw anxiety? Like, I had so many different ideas. I'm like, I could do biting nails. I could do shaking. I'm like, but that's so much detail variables that might like take up a lot of time to register into a drawing. So I'm like, let me just do scribbles. So I just tried to like create another simplified form of basically depicting what anxiety might look like. And to me, anxiety looks like when your brain's scrambled and you can't go left or right.
In a way, it was kind of, it captured a little bit how I work, a little bit like at a very abstracted snapshot of how I work. My nature is always to gravitate to more complex designs. Sometimes clients ask me for something very simple and I always find a way to complicate it. And this was like great exercise and like, let's decomplicate everything. And then I realized right away, I complicated everything from the beginning.
If I had more time in the vulnerable moment that I was in to flesh it out a little bit more, I probably would have added just some more shading or textures or something like that, maybe a background, just try to make it fancy.
I think this is a testament that I do not work well under pressure. I work well under pressure if I got at least 24 hours, but I do not work well under pressure in 20 minutes, which is why I got away from walk-in shops a long time ago.
Your 5-minute warning. Do you want to use it?
Nah, I think I'm done.
So you finished early. No one's ever done that.
At the 5-minute mark, I gave up. I was like, this is it. Like, you either like it or you don't, but you know what I mean? Like, I did my best. I felt that if I would have added more variables to it, it would have taken away from the chibi aesthetic. So for the most part, when I draw my chibis, I don't really like adding too much detail to it. So I felt like adding more variables would have overcomplicated it and I wouldn't have made the time, I guess, or made it to the end time with the variables that I was thinking of that I could add, because they would have taken me more time than 5 minutes to register into the design. So I just said, you know what, I got the body and that's all that matters, because that was the most important to me for a self-portrait. I don't need papers, I don't need any other tools. That was the goal, the face, you got it out.
Excellent.
Priscilla, this is your 5-minute warning. You have 5 minutes left.
So nervous. 5-minute mark, I was like, oh, 5 minutes. How do these minutes keep passing so quickly? I thought I had enough time to keep adding background. Well, you know, clock was ticking, but I was still, you know, in the zone trying to add stuff. I added the table, sort of, and then I added my muscly cameraman. And again, the timekeeper, I tried so hard, but just there was too many muscles to draw on the cameraman, and so it just took up too much time. But next time, I suppose.
Oh no.
5 minutes.
In the beginning, it seemed like it was so much time. I don't think that satisfaction would be the word that I would describe with this piece. I felt like it wasn't the best showcase of like the way I normally work or the best showcase of me as an artist. I think it was like a very raw, panicky version of what I am as an artist. Like if this was a situation where like a client is coming and I really was in a situation where a client is coming, they're gonna be here in 20 minutes, I have to show them something and it has to be in full, like complete. So it needs to have color and it needs to have line work, it needs to have everything. What would I do? I would do something like that, right? So in a way, I feel like that doesn't show my abilities as an artist, but at the same time, it shows my ability as problem solver.
I just really wish I would have been able to add background stuff because I think it just adds to the moment. So you see why I'm anxious and crying with my iPad.
So this is your 1 minute warning.
I think the green color makes it extra anxious. I think we're good.
So my timekeeper told me the time was up and I was really mad and wanted to step on her shoes because I still had more thoughts. But, you know, 20 minutes is 20 minutes, even if, you know, I don't like it, it's time's up. I needed more than 20 minutes, but it's okay. And her shoes are safe, so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay!
No, check it out. I'm drawing me, drawing me.
I love it.
That was really stressful, guys.
With all the drawings finished, the contestants came together for the final reveal.
Obviously, I channeled and manifested both crying internally and anxiety and, you know, self-portraits, you know, because that's where that was happening. Like I said before, right away, it's like it's so open-ended, it's so artistic that it's actually harder than, what was it, the tiger, creepy tiger riding a bicycle?
Lucky.
Yeah, they got off easy.
I whooped everybody's ass.
I did my best.
I tried really hard.
Wow,
That's so
that's so good. Of course you killed it. Nice.
So I right away blanked out and started panicking. So instead of doing like a really simplified, fast, cartoony drawing, I just snapped a photograph of myself and I started to like use that as a guide. You know, anxiety, I just tried to construe with color, you know, just like the sort of mint green face color to express how nauseated anxiety normally makes me.
That was a picture of me. I would put it in my crib, just put it there. When I see it, I'm like, we can't be that today. We know what that is, but we're not gonna do that. Oh, you got the tattoos too. This iPad. You drew yourself drawing yourself. That's just crazy.
I drew myself, drawing myself, drawing myself. You just
It's
gotta,
Inception. It's like
sure.
Sketchception.
and then muscles in the back because, you know, the reason for the anxiety has to be there.
Can we zoom in on the muscles real quick?
Zoom in on muscles, so you see like just my,
The camera. It looks just like
right? Uncanny.
Uncanny. You got the goatee, everything. Perfect.
You can see like my fine line, everything in there, just little details, just perfect. Perfect. I'm the best.
Oh my God, I love it.
So good. Yeah. The scribbles are everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the most part, I was like, how am I gonna make this look like me? So I already knew I had to incorporate color because I felt like I'm a colorful personality. And then once I did that, I colored the face and everything, but then I'm like, I still got 15 minutes. So I'm like, let me draw the upper body, let me draw the table. I'm like, but where's the anxiousness coming from? Let me draw the thinking bubble with the scribbles to try to indicate more or less that anxious feeling. Because when I feel anxious, I feel like I can't make sense. I don't know if I gotta go left or right. So I just tried to find some way to create confusion. I tried to incorporate what I have on today.
It looks good.
That is so beautiful and cute and totally you and anxious and crying. It's beautiful.
We're the best.
We're the best.
Let's
Self-love.
go. We're the
All
best.
You
Which would you get tattooed on your?
Yeah.
Oh my God, for me, Koral.
I like
I was
corals.
so, I
would
was
get,
so
I would actually
confident.
get hers tattooed because it looks like a tattoo.
Yeah.
I feel like with the stress of mine, it got I guess the execution out, but I don't know if it looks like a tattoo. I feel like mine's looks more like just an illustration because I lost the tattoo element because of just trying to keep up with creating the illustration.
Yeah.
But hers looks tattooable.
They were cool. I think we all did like really well. So.